Hi, welcome to my channel. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Don't forget to check the description to this video. I have links to some of my popular videos, a link to my Amazon account for a lot of things that you all ask about. Don't forget I have a bunch of playlists on the homepage of this channel. Thank you. So Terri of the past cut up some Vega fries and popped them in the freezer. So Terri, today I went through and I cut them each in half, and I divided them up for today and tomorrow. Although I might have to give some of these for tomorrow, we'll see. But anyway, so I cut them in half today, so that way I can skillet fry them. And they fit in my skillet. I cut them up into Vega fries, so that way I could have used my air fryer, but come on, we all know I like my skillet fried stuff more than the air fried. That air fryer is just too healthy, you know. It's just too healthy. So I'm going to cover these for about 3 minutes, and I'll be back. The reason why I like unloading my dishwasher, I got all the dishes out of the dishwasher in those 3 minutes. So my mom sent me, it's been 3 minutes. My mom sent me a listing of all of the local sales for meat that are going down today and and this weekend, well, in this upcoming week. And the one that really stood out, one of them, they have their ribeyes for $6.95, and I was gonna go, and it's still up in the air. I'm not 100% against it. However, I think that, I don't know where I'd put it. As a formal meat hoarder, I don't really know where I would put all the meat if I went out and bought some more. I mean, my freezer's pretty, hey, you're clogged up here. My freezer is pretty filled with meat. So, yeah. Anyway, so I probably am not going to go get it. But, yeah, so that was something that I was really cool. She sent me those. Like I said, it was $7 for a ribeye, and a few other things. You know, some ground beef and some pork steaks and a chuck roast. But I'm like, I just ain't got the room. So anyway, yeah. All right, back to cooking. It's been 3 more minutes. I kind of have a feeling these need to go a little longer on this other side. It just wasn't quite hot enough at first to get them browned up. And now that I know with making those rutabaga cakes that they can get darker, I'm going to go on to do these a little bit longer. So I'm going to do them for 3 more minutes. Actually, I'm going to do them because now they're getting faster, so I'm going to do it for 2 minutes and then I'll come back. It's been almost that time. Let's see. Nope. You can stay over. Let me get a paper towel because it's probably time to start bringing some of them out. Let's look at some of them. How are you looking? Yep, you can come out. You can come out. You stay. You stay. You stay. Oh, you come out. You stay. You stay. Come out. Come out. Alright. I'll let these all stay for another minute or 2. Alrighty. I think we're going to, yep, we're going to call them done. So, let's get them on my little paper towel here. Salt on them. Now I was going to have eggs, but then I looked behind me at some things I have out, and I said, oh, I'm going to have a pork chop. So I put it in this Ziploc bag and I beat it because this is one that I made thick. This is the one that I cut and made it into thick pork chops. And so we're going to go ahead and cook this up. And we're going to have this for breakfast. Now, I don't want a whole bunch of wild seasonings because it's early in the morning. But I will do that. Some salt. And I am going to put some like smoked salt and a little bit of onion salt. Alright, so I'm going to just do it for about, it's real thin, so we're going to do about 2 minutes. Alright. Get it flipped. Ooh, that looks good. Let's do it for 2 more minutes. So I went ahead and cut it in half to look at it. It's definitely not done. So I only covered it for 1 minute. I'm going to cover it I covered it for 2 minutes, flipped them, covered them for a minute, then pulled it off. I'm going to go ahead and cover it for 2 more minutes. Okay, let's take a look. What we're going to do is put them on a paper plate. And then we're going to go over and cut them into bite-sized pieces because you know how I roll. So, I'll bring you with me. Hang on. Like I said, this is not traditionally what I eat for breakfast, but it just sounded good. And since it was behind me. So I actually have a piece of cheese in there because I was planning on putting my eggs in there. Oh yeah, that's really good. And so, I can't put the cheese back in the wrapper because the wrapper's in the trash can. So I'm going to have some a pork chop with some cheese on it. So pork chop, cheese, and rutabaga. That is what I'm having for my breakfast today. Don't ask, because I can't answer. But it's going to be good. I'm going to pour that juice right in there, though. I didn't let it rest like I should have. You know, they say you're supposed to let it rest. Well, I didn't, so hang on just a second. Cheers. Good seasoning. It's good with the cheese in there. That's not something I typically do, but it's just the way it went down. So, that's all right. It's all right. You just got to go with it sometimes. If you make something and you end up not liking it, just eat it. It's just one meal. It's just one time. It's okay. Just don't make it again. That's what I said. Ooh, wow. My rutabaga fries. They're good. You know, when you make them, you could dip them in ketchup. Or, one time I had a mixture. It was a Polynesian and honey mustard. You know, the G Hughes stuff. And I dipped them in that. And that really gave it a good, fun flavor. It didn't, since they're not French fries, they don't taste like French fries. But they have the same texture. But anyway, with that G Hughes Polynesian and honey mustard, it gave it kind of like a fun little, almost like a sweet potato fry type situation. So, all right, that's my breakfast. Bye. Well, we are out walking. Got Lou, Baxter, Callie, and back here is Sammy. Sammy's starting to slow down a little bit, so we are no longer doing the full, scooch over, bub. We're no longer doing the full mile that we used to do. Sammy can't quite keep up for a full mile. So we do about half of the walk now. Well, maybe 3/4 of the walk. Ain't that right, Bubba? He says, just get me out of the house so I can sing. We saw a neighbor. One of the neighbors was outside, so Blue got to say hi, and Sammy, and Baxter even went up to him. Baxter's always been my little antisocial boy, but he's starting to kind of warm up to people a little bit. So, all right, back to our walk. Baxter just saw a squirrel. There's a squirrel in that tree. And Baxter's like, Just let me loose, Mom. I can catch him. I can catch that squirrel. Anyway, we're almost back. Baxter's still full of it. He's part Great Pyrenees, but I wonder if he's got a little husky in him too. He's always liking to pull and run, little twerp. So it's lunchtime, almost, and I pulled out what I'm having, and it is some, looks like, it's probably the chuck roast that I made. So I am going to just let that chill, or just kind of sit off to the side. And I'm going to be using Big Bertha here in a little while to cook with. So I'm going to go ahead and dirty her up now. I'm going to saute up some onions and peppers. And I'm going to have that with this steak right here. Or this beef, whatever kind of beef it is. So I'm going to let Bertha heat up. And then we'll get these sauteed. Okay, so I'm going to saute up the onions first. You know, these are the white onions, and they're kind of getting a little bit soft, so I'm just going to saute all of them up. I won't necessarily use them all in this, but I could use them later for supper or something. I'll just hang on to this and put them back in here when they're done cooking. So I'll saute these up first for about, I don't know, however long it takes, and then we'll add in our peppers. They're coming along, they're starting to brown just a little bit. So at this stage, I'm going to go ahead and add in the peppers. I'm going to leave the lid off of them. But I'm going to add in the peppers. Those red onions that I had in there in the cat refrigerator, I went ahead and put those in with my bread and butter veggies. Because I will be making some new pepper onions for the weekend as a meal prep. So that way I needed to do something with them because they're all starting to get on the used side. So I might cover this up for a couple minutes and then I'll be back. So I'm going to pull about half of these onions out. I'll just put them in here, then I can use them later. I'm going to keep the onions, the rest of the onions and peppers in here. These are not all the way cooked, so which is fine, because whenever I use them again, I'll just microwave them with whatever it is I'm using them for. Okay, but I'm happy with that amount, and we're going to add in my steak. Just a second. This is the steak or roast, I think maybe roast, that I had used. And I'm just going to put it in here. I microwaved it to warm it up. But now I'm just going to let it all kind of heat up together in here. I'm going to add a little onion salt to it all. And I'm going to add a little garlic salt. And I'm just going to let it kind of marinate together for a couple minutes, and then I'll be back. Listen to me very clearly. Do not tell me about plastic and how bad plastic is down in the comments, because I don't care. You can tell me, but just know that when you do, I don't care. I appreciate your concern for me. But I grew up in the 70s, and we drank out of old rusty water hose. So we ate lead paint for snacks. So I'm not worried about what eating out of a plastic container is going to do to me. You can worry about that for yourself, and that's wonderful. I appreciate you taking care of your own self. But I'm telling you, I do not care. So you can, it's very nice of you to think about me, but yeah. So anyway, let's give this a taste. Hang on. All right, this is our lunch today. Steak, sauteed mushrooms. It is extra hot, so I probably should wait. So I'm going to let it sit for a second. I'm going to have this and an apple. But, oh, you know I can't wait. You know I got to do it. you know what, I think I was almost going to do it, but I'm like, I don't want to gum up my my cast iron skillet. I almost put in some, I think it would taste really good with some like G. Hughes teriyaki or G. Hughes stir fry or some of that pineapple marinade, pineapple and ginger. If I would have used a regular skillet instead of my cast iron skillet, I totally would have added it while it was in the skillet. I don't want to do it now. I wanted to do it while I was cooking so I could kind of all blend together. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I could eat this every stinking day. Delicious. So, all right, that's my lunch. And it is 11:30. Mm-hmm. Supper tonight, I had some onions that I sauteed up earlier. And I'm going to add them on top of my steak here. I'm going to microwave this for 1 minute. And then we're going to add some barbecue sauce. Because I got a fun side. And I want it to feel kind of like I'm at a picnic type thing. I'll microwave this for a minute and we'll be back. Alrighty. I'm going to use some of this hickory G. Hughes hickory barbecue sauce. Maybe. Like I said, we're just trying to get ourselves in the mindset of at a family barbecue picnic style. So I'll get this microwave for another 1.5 minutes and then I'll be back. Let's set the scene. You're at a pavilion. You see your aunts and your uncles that you haven't seen since the last year's barbecue, and they got all the plates, and it's a potluck. Family members brought their various foods, and so you see Uncle Joe over there. He'd been out on the grill, so he's got the burgers over in a thing. His wife's over there fussing at him and putting the burgers on the container, and then Aunt Susie, she's over there, and she's carrying her plate of deviled eggs, and along comes another relative, and they got all kinds of stuff, and then they say, all right, everybody, let's go eat. It's time to eat. And so you go up to that table, and you see all that food spread out. These are some of the things you're going to see. You're going to see potato salad, Bega salad, faux potato salad made of the Bega. You're going to see some pickled veggies, because that one great aunt, she brings her pickled veggies all the time, the bread and butter pickled veggies. And then you got to that meat. So we got the meat, so there's some onions and steak or burgers, whatever your family has. My family, it was usually, I think fried chicken. Yeah, they usually got fried chicken. And but when I was a kid, they were grilling and making burgers because they were all younger too. So you got your barbecue meat, and then one of your aunts would have brought a fruit plate. So this right here is my barbecue picnic type food supper. So all right, so let's taste the steak, onions, and barbecue sauce. Let's taste that last. That's hot. So, pickled veg that Aunt Sally brought. Just close your eyes, and you'll take you back. And then potato salad that your grandma brought. And then the meat. That's good. And if you're a kid, you're probably drinking Sprite or 7-Up. And grown folks, they might be drinking alcohol. So this is non-alcoholic, sweetened, but no sugar, pina colada. So I am doing it up tonight. Okay. Happy Sunday. No, Monday. Happy Tuesday to you. Bye.